Hello reactor enthusiasts, this is a second part video of the first part about Xenon transient. In the first part I tried to do a task of the WWER-1000 simulator in which there is an auxiliary shutdown, and after the shutdown the time is accelerated in a way that you cannot take advantage of the poison override time, so you get into a Xenon poisoning of the reactor and you have to wait at least 48 hours for the Xenon concentration to go lower and be able to restart the reactor. But what I try to do is to change the time setting of the simulation to be able to take advantage of the poison override time and restart the reactor before this time goes off, so I don't need to wait the 48 hours of poisoning. Actually, I made a mistake with this time setting, and instead of restarting the reactor very quickly after the shutdown, it took me 1 hour 40 minutes. This was too long. There was some significant poisoning, and trying to overcompensate this poisoning, I created a critical runaway. So this was very shaming, and I decided to try to do this a second time. I think this will be useful to see more or less where is the limit of the poison override time that we have, and let's do it. Where is the simulator? Okay, let's close it. So to do this we will use A06. So Xenon power and offset oscills for end of cycle, one loop. We start the simulation, and now an auxiliary unit SCRAM will be created. We just need to wait. And at that time the time will be accelerated to 1000. We see now 1000 here. I immediately reduce this to 1, and we see that the time went up to 1 minute. So this 1 minute is not very realistic. In reality, after an auxiliary SCRAM, you need several minutes to replace whatever piece went wrong. So to be realistic, let's just accelerate the time and wait like 6 or 7 minutes. This will give the time to the technicians to change whatever transistor or thing it's gone wrong. Okay, 10 minutes, that's fine. I deactivate this button and I go to the tab to see all the errors. Let's deblock this. Okay, this was a turbine SCRAM or turbine trip, but because we have this breach or deactivation of alarm pushed, it didn't create a general SCRAM, and we also have the general SCRAM with the override function here, this red B. I will not unclick this B in this time, because the last one I had a bad surprise at the end. So what we will do now is look at the power. It's at 66%. We already withdraw or erase all the alarms. We have the pressure in the pressurizer is a bit low, as well as in the reactor, and we have the turbine working. It's online because we had that we had this press, so it didn't create a turbine trip. So now let's try to restart this reactor as quickly as possible. We are 10 minutes after the SCRAM, and the power just went down to 66% because only the group 1 of rods was inserted in this auxiliary SCRAM. So let's we're in group, which group? Let's take the group 1 and start withdrawing group 1. So the thing here is, if during these 10 minutes not a lot of Xenon poison was created, we will be able to go up to 100% of nominal power just withdrawing the group 1, which was the one that was inserted to reduce the power of the reactor. If too much of this poison was created, we will need to overcompensate by withdrawing a bit more the group 10, and this could be dangerous because when the Xenon goes down again and it goes below the equilibrium concentration that it had before the auxiliary shutdown, it could go past the 100% nominal power and even pass over the EP set point, which is at 107, and this would create a general scram of the reactor. So let's see until which value we can go just withdrawing the group 1. The pressure in the primary is absolutely fine, 161 bar, as well as in the secondary 60 bar, absolutely normal nominal values. The power is already at 80%, and the group 1 of rods is withdrawn at 55%. The period is going down now it's around 250. It's oscillating around this value. I got some alarm. It's not alarm, it's just an indicator. I want to go to see what is it. It seems because we restored the pressure in the pressurizer, so that was that sound. Let's continue withdrawing. We need to be quickly because during the time that the power is not at nominal, we're creating more Xenon poison than usual. Or better say, we're creating Xenon, which is neutron poisoning. Actually, it's one isotope of Xenon. I think it's the 135, but I'm not really sure. I need to look at some notes to know. When the Xenon that is created by primary or secondary decay of uranium fission is the one that is a neutron poison, but then when it captures a neutron, it becomes a really stable variant or isotope of Xenon that is not poisoning anymore. So now we are almost at 100% nominal power. We're at 100% and the rods are just at 85%. That's a bit worrying because if everything else is the same, we should have it withdraw this. Okay, no, I was totally wrong. I withdraw up to 100% the group 1 and then it automatically jumped to group 10. So this 85% is in the 10th group. So this looks fine. I will withdraw a bit more to reach 100 and activate automatic control. So I would say the target of this task is accomplished. I think we overcome the poisoning, but just to make sure I will accelerate the time and go past around 45 hours, which is usually the duration of a Xenon poisoning after a shutdown. So even if we go past this 107 set point, we will not have a scram because there is a override in the alarm panel, but we will have alarm anyway. So let's go to 1000 velocity and let's see how the time starts to increase quickly. We see, okay, there are alarms. The level in the pressurizer, decay imbalance, and this seems a turbine trip and high and set point. Okay, but we had the override. But why did we get this? I don't see it because we're at 100% of nominal power. Turbine looks totally fine. Okay, PP is a generator scram, sorry, it's not a turbine scram. And the program is considering that I successfully passed this task, but I will just continue a bit more because I want to see what's wrong. The only thing I see is the level in the pressurizer, which seems to be too high. And the TK imbalance, which, okay, I will open some valve here, open this, oh, the simulation was stopped, let's start it again. Let's turn on this, open this valve, and we have this circuit that will balance the TK. Stop blinking. Okay. So I cannot explain why we had this scram, the generator scram. The reactor looks fine with automatic control, and we got again this alarm. It seems the only indication here is the level in the pressurizer, so I wonder if it is the thing that is creating the generator scram. We have this temperature alarm in the TK, but I guess those are normal alarms in a restart process after a auxiliary shutdown. There must be a reason why the simulation automatically switches on these overlays in these three scrams. And we're almost at 45 hours. The power looks stable without moving too much this 10th group. And now we went past 26 hours. So when we reach 50, I will stop the simulation because I consider that was successfully accomplished. Okay, comrades, this is the end of this simulation. See you in the next video. Bye.